Your Sasstastic Life with hosts Trisha Rivas and Wendi Fredrigo.
How's that, Mr. Producer?
Looks good.
Yeah, sound good?
Ready? Ready to roll.
Ready, Freddie?
Okay. Here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're off.
Lift off. We have
Check off. Sorry. I don't know. That came on all of a sudden. Sorry. It's Saturday. Hello, our sasstastic friends. We hope you're having a sassy Saturday.
Sassy Saturday. I love it.
I know, sassy Saturday.
We are back. We are just ready to rip it. Ready to rip it.
Rip it real good.
Dun, 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 dun. Ooh, baby, baby. Baby.
Is that the song you had requested during roller skating?
No, I requested Control by Janet Jackson.
Yes.
And Blame It on the Boogie from the Jacksons.
Oh, yes, yes.
So real quick, the lovely Mel Guanci planned a girls' night for us, and we went to the roller rink.
Yeah.
And our first thought was, fuck, we can't fall. You need, well, we all need our hands, but I mean, that's your moneymaker right there.
Yes.
And I even brought my walker.
I know. I was laughing
just in
so
case.
hard.
So unfortunately, you weren't able to go, so you weren't able to witness this. But I mean, here I am. Well, first of all, I was so excited to go. I ran out the door. I didn't realize till I put on my skates that I had on mismatched shoes.
That's awesome.
So I'm sitting in the booth thing, putting on the roller skates, and I was like, I'm afraid I couldn't, I was worried I couldn't even get up.
Oh, yeah.
Because I thought when I got up, they would roll and I'd fall on my ass.
Yes.
So I was moving so slow, clutching the wall. I had thought about getting one of those things that the little kids have.
Oh, yeah.
And I just felt so off and I was embarrassed. I felt old and I just didn't want to fall.
Were there a lot of people there?
There was. It was adult night.
Oh, yes, that's
it
right.
was adult night.
Yes, that's right.
Then there's these people who are like hardcore, like serious skaters.
Oh, yeah. That'd
like,
be my uncle.
I was like amazed. You know, they whiz past you and you're like,
yeah, they're roller skating backwards and doing all kinds of footwork.
Light up
wheels.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's like life, right? I was scared and I just focused on that.
Yeah.
And then like all of a sudden, like this weird muscle memory kicked in because I skated in our basement.
Yes.
In elementary school.
Yeah.
Like we had skating parties. Like I loved skating. So it was weird how like all of a sudden it was kind of coming back to me. But then I found like, then I wanted to like dance to the music. And every time I would try to start to dance, I would almost fall. My brain's like, I'm not ready for that yet. Let's get the footwork down. So I was like,
did you wear your Depends?
I should have.
Yeah, I would have had to.
But then by the end of the night, like I wasn't like the professionals, but like I was able to kind of
get off
dance
the wall
a little bit. I wasn't on the wall. I was getting annoyed by the people on the wall, like that were going like this. I'm like, get out of my way. So it's like anything, like it's scary at first. You need to hold on to the wall. You need to go really slow.
Yeah.
But
uncomfortable.
It's uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable.
But we quit because it's uncomfortable.
Exactly. But how many times have we talked about there's so much excitement in things that are uncomfortable too?
Right? And then even like midway through, the lady's like, okay, we're going to skate in the other direction now.
Oh.
And it was funny because a bunch of people were like razzing her, like, we don't want to switch. And I'm like, in my head, I'm going, I read somewhere that as you get older, you need to switch. You know, it's good for your brain to do that. So like if you go for a walk and you always turn right outside your door, you need to make sure you turn left. So in my mind, I'm like, yes, my brain needs this. But it was funny because when we switched directions, all of a sudden I felt shaky again.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So it's like this huge epiphany for me to go roller skating.
I love it.
And to do things that you did when you were a kid. I feel that way when I played tennis.
Yes.
Like connecting with the things you used to do.
Connecting with your inner child.
So fun. I'm like, I was sweating my ass off. My shins were killing me. I have a blister on my foot.
I wonder what Mel's going to plan next month.
Well, I flat out told her.
She said,
if you pick ice skating, I can't do it. That
Oh my God. Yeah.
ankle's too much.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
I'll just sit and watch if that's what you guys want to do. But anyway, so
talk about uncomfortable. As we were talking about some things that we wanted to talk about this morning, how have you been feeling?
the last few months have been rough.
Mm-hmm.
And we here
I
at
agree.
Sasstastic talk about the hard shit.
Yeah.
And it's been
Mm-hmm.
rough.
Yeah.
I turned 50, which is very exciting.
Yeah.
But also like, whoa.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been kind of in a funk. I mean, I'm coming out of it.
Yeah.
But I've been in a little funk. How about you?
The same.
Yeah.
The same. When you were just talking about turning 50, Jeremy and I had went to see Stevie Nicks and Billy Joel. Been on my bucket list forever. We had the most amazing time. But we stopped to see my grandparents. And you don't ever imagine, at least for me personally, your grandparents or your parents getting old.
Yes.
You know? And so when it sets in, it's sad, it's unnerving, it's scary, all of that. And so we had a great time with my grandma and grandpa. And when I got home, I was talking to my mom, just because, again, been very emotional lately. And I had said to her, I said, I wonder what age it is that you get to and you start wondering if I'm going to wake up. You know what I mean? Or if I'm going to wake up and my significant other is going to have passed away in their sleep. I know it sounds a little bit morbid, but that is just where I automatically just started thinking about that.
Yes.
And as we were on our way up to Minneapolis, I was talking to Jeremy about it too, and I'm crying and whatnot. And I just thought, wow, this life is so short, Wendi. In the grand scheme of things, it is. It's just so freaking short, It is. And we'll probably just sit here both and cry.
I have been so stuck in worry.
Yeah, exactly. Me too. Mm-hmm. Me
And
too.
then I started thinking,
Yeah.
I'm sure hospice nurses don't hear someone say, damn it, I wish I would have worried more.
No, they don't.
I sure wish I would have worried more.
Mm-mm.
No.
No. And that's, I think also too, I've been cutting hair for a lot of hospice patients lately, which I love doing that. But it's been sad. It's been sad because they're people that are our age, or in their significant other is taking care of them or their kids are taking care of them, and then they want to talk and they have these stories. And for me, the sadness has just been in the fact of that life is just so short. Mm-hmm. It really is. And I know that you can't focus on that, but again, it's just where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
And for me, just to be quite honest, when you lose someone, as you and Jason have lost someone, and the girls that you both just absolutely love. In that first year, you're staying busy. You're keeping busy because there's things that need to be tied up. You're spending a lot of time with friends and family. And then the second year comes and it's like things are starting to get back to, there's never normal again.
Yeah.
But a routine. And then it's like, oh, fuck. Like this person isn't coming back. Sucks.
Yeah.
It does. It sucks. And it's just hard. It is. It's very, very hard. And it's hard to see ones that you love, in pain, and when you're trying to deal with your own pain also.
Yeah.
And they're in much better places. And I find peace in that.
Yeah.
But the second year is just so hard. It really is. It has just been so hard.
Do you have days where you feel guilty that you've gone back to normal?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Guilt, because for that full year, I was stopping out at my parents every night to see them. Mm-hmm. And then again, life, had to get back into some type of normalcy.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, most definitely not going out and seeing them every night. I talk to my parents every day, but then that like hits you too. Like, oh my gosh, what the hell are you going to do? Like, what am I going to do when my mom and dad are gone? You know, there's just a lot of what ifs. And I know, that you can't focus on that, but sometimes it's just overwhelming.
Yeah.
It really is. And then on top of everything else that you have going on in your life, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
I think with the loss thing, it's like, instead of being sad about them being gone, like just thinking of a memory.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Telling someone a story. Oh my gosh, this one time when my brother did this.
Yes.
Right?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And again, for me too, it's visiting Danny every week, and sharing that.
Mm-hmm.
And sharing that because I don't want his memory to ever be lost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I really don't, because he was just the most amazing human.
Yeah.
Amazing human. And, keeping that spirit alive and going out and talking to him. And, he shows us signs all the time. He does.
Yeah.
He does. He shows us
So
signs all
does
the
Grandma
time.
Judy.
Yes, she does. Oh, yeah. I mean, just like, were you guys at Menards or Home Depot? I can't remember when the song came on.
Hobby Lobby.
Hobby Lobby, of all places. Yep, Hobby Lobby.
The song that one of the songs we were going to play at her service.
Yeah.
I was in Hobby Lobby to get like the guest book, or I don't know what I was there for, but
yeah,
that song came on.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah. Yeah. It is, it's hard. It is. Yeah. It's hard. It's devastating. But again, that's why we talk about Danny. I know that's why you guys talk about Judy all the time, because you want to keep their memory alive. You want to keep their spirit alive. And it makes you smile and it makes you laugh thinking of all the dumb shit, at least for Danny, that, he would do or say, or, and he would get so embarrassed by me, and he would be notorious to be like, why do you say that stuff? Or he'd say to my sister-in-law, Julie, or my mom, why does she say that stuff? And he'd turn like 50 shades of red. But yeah, it's just.
So you are definitely more like your dad, and he's more like your mom. Because your mom is
totally
not like as outwardly crazy as your dad.
Oh my gosh. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So they probably would sit there and just shake their heads at you and your dad.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And again, there is trauma with it that we're healing from.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Honestly. It's just, it happened so sudden.
Yeah.
It did. It happened so sudden. And then, Colton, our oldest one, him and Danny, I mean, Danny was such a father figure in his life, because I'd had him so young. And Colton was down at the hospital with Julie, so there's just a lot of stuff that is being unpacked, Wendi.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like that first year it wasn't, and now it is.
Yeah.
And that's where the emotion is coming in, and the sadness. But you have to unpack that.
Yeah. And it takes a while, I think, for the brain to compute.
It does.
Right.
People just aren't healthy right now. They're not. They're not mentally healthy. That's a big thing. Yeah. Physically healthy, financially healthy. And it just starts to take its toll.
Yeah.
It does. It really does.
That's one of the reasons that I had to step away from Facebook, because
honey.
For years, and I did go off it for a while, and then I was back on, then I was off.
Yeah.
It wasn't healthy for me.
No.
I tried all the things.
Yeah.
I took the app off my phone.
Yep.
So I could just go to my desktop computer. I said, I'm just going to go in and check things and leave. Yeah. And there are things that I like about it. Don't get me wrong. I love seeing how kids are growing up. Like all of the stuff.
Yes.
So for all the good things about it, obviously I think there are some good things.
Yeah.
But for me, it was too much for my brain.
Yes.
To be processing everyone else's lives.
Yeah. Yeah. And then their emotions.
And so then I felt like I didn't have time for my life.
Yeah.
And I already feel different because I'm only focused on my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if you think about it, when we were growing up, you didn't know what was going on in everyone else's life. You just were living yours.
Yes, exactly.
And so I knew it wasn't healthy for me because I was living too much in other people's lives or seeing too much of other people's lives. And in some cases, it annoys the fuck out of you because you're like, I know these things about this person that I wouldn't normally know.
Yeah.
Or you see them differently.
Yes.
Or, you know,
Yeah.
You know, there's some people that just talk about things on social that you're like, I don't think you should be talking about that. Right.
Yes.
So I just realized how much I wasn't being fully present in my own life.
Yeah.
Like I've been reading books more.
Yeah.
I've been, you know,
roller skating,
driving around, you know, with my convertible top down.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
I don't know. It's like, it was too much. I heard this. Our brains weren't meant to handle what gets thrown at us from our smartphone. Our brains were not meant for that.
No.
It's too much.
It is. And, you know, for me, no, I have not went completely off Facebook, but it's not what I look at first thing in the morning. It's not what I look at when I go to bed. It's not checking my emails first thing in the morning either. You know, it's getting up and praying and meditating and saying my rosary and setting my intention for the day. Because I just couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
You know, I couldn't. And no matter what positivity I had in the algorithm, you know, of what was popping up, there were still things that were just like, oh my gosh. And it literally would just set the whole tone for the day.
Because even if you're looking at positive content, sure as shit, there's someone down below that says something, you know, the little trolls. And I think we forget, like, we have control over. We don't have control of what people say on social, but we have control if we even fucking look at it.
Yeah, exactly.
We forget that we don't have to be on it. So I think some of my Gen X spirit came out like, fuck this.
I loved it.
Who the fuck says I have to be on here if I don't want to be?
No.
And I've even already had a few people like kind of give me a hard time about it. Well, don't you need it for this? And don't you need it for that? And it's like, you know what?
Yeah.
If you love our podcast, tell your friends.
Yes.
Like, I'm not going to put all of my eggs in Facebook's basket.
No.
In social media's basket. And let them control who, because I don't even know if the people are seeing it anyway.
Yeah.
That's the thing that sucks.
I know. The control part of it.
So just feeling controlled. I think I just didn't I want to have control over what is going in here.
Yes.
Because I'm 50 now and, you know, not everything sticks in there. So I had to have plenty of room.
Exactly.
Open. So funny thing, there's a line from Zoe's play that she was just in where she talks, the character says, you know, it's like I'm reaching on the shelf for something that used to be there, but I don't know what it is. Like, even recall. Yeah. Like I used to be able to throw out like actors' names, movie quotes. And I keep finding myself saying like, or before you could see it in your brain, but you couldn't say it. And now I'm even like, it's like blank.
I know.
It's like in the Matrix when they're in like completely white room. I'm like, how am I not pulling this name out?
I know. But don't you think that also that is because we are so inundated with shit.
Too much information.
Every day. I mean, literally every day. I feel the same way that you do about that also. It's just, it's made me at times in my life where I honestly feel like my empathy button's broken. Really.
I think that's exactly where I was because I found myself being very negative about people wanting to withdraw.
Yeah.
And that's not who I am.
No.
So again, one of the things that I've noticed in the last week is when you're not on social media, you actually have to work on your friendships.
Yeah.
I think it's made us all really lazy.
Yes. Oh my gosh, yeah.
And people think, well, because I'm seeing what Trisha's doing and I'm seeing the pictures, I know what's going on in her life. So I don't need to text her. I don't need to call her. I don't need to send her a card because I already know what's going on in her life.
Yes.
So people have gotten lazy.
Yes.
They think that they're your friends and that's a relationship.
I know. And it's not, Wendi.
It's not.
It's not a relationship that we thrive off of as humans. Emotional relationship.
So in the last week, I thought, who are some people that I think I know from Facebook, but I haven't actually really sat down with?
Yeah.
So I've met with like 4 people last week.
Yeah.
And one person for 3 hours we talked.
Yes, I love that.
Another person for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And what I noticed as I walked to my car is we didn't take a picture and post, hey, we had coffee. We just went to our car because it was for us.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have to tell the whole world that we went and had coffee.
Yeah. 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 I know.
So again, it's great. It helps us spread the word about what we're doing. We want to make people laugh. That's what's good about it. Is that we could have a funny video that we post that maybe someone is having a bad day and it makes them laugh.
Yes.
So it's a tricky situation.
It is. It is. It is. But you know what? Again, you did what was best for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what we need to get back to, is that we don't have to do the norm. And the norm is being on social media.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We can go against the grain.
Yep.
And that's okay, because we want to be the best healthy version of ourselves. And if that means not being on social media, then that's what it should be. And that should be supported.
Yeah.
That should be supported.
I enjoy Instagram. I'm on Instagram.
Yes.
But even that, I'm trying to not check it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So something that came up for me, I think you've been in a funk, I've been in a funk. And I think our first thought is like, what is wrong with me?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I realize your body's trying to tell you something.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So my favorite question I heard recently is, we go straight to that. What's wrong with me? Yeah. What's right with me?
Yeah. Yeah.
I woke up today.
Mm-hmm.
I am still here.
Yeah.
So not worrying about when so-and-so's going to die. Like, they're here right now.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
You know?
No.
And then you think about funerals and all these amazing things that people say.
Yeah.
Like, did you say that to them when they were here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
I bet you anything. The people are up there watching their funeral going, who the hell's that person? They know, I didn't know them. Like, oh, thanks for saying all those nice things. You never told me that when I was there, you know?
Yeah. And I think that's where I am at in my life, that it's, I just want everything to be so intentional.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And with that, there'll be some situations that are uncomfortable because not everybody is at that place yet. Mm-hmm. And that's okay. That's okay. And I'm talking about not even just personal, but professional. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Where do I want to be at in 10 years? And again, and it's not the future tripping is what I call it.
Yeah.
Because I do try, and I have to work really hard at it.
Me too.
And not doing that. You know what I mean? And focusing on the moment.
Yep.
And focusing on the moment. But as generators and entrepreneurs, and as a Cancer and an Enneagram 2, and, you know, I mean, and just being made the way that God made me, that can be hard for me because it can become a control thing that I feel like I have to control it. Well, there's just no fucking control. No, there is no fucking control whatsoever. No. So I need to just focus on what I can, what I do have control over. And that is me and how I react to things and how do I want to feel? How do I want to feel? You know what I mean? And approaching that in the aspect of with other people, how would I want to feel if I was in that situation?
Yeah. Or how do I want people to feel after they spend time with me?
Yes.
Like when they walk away from time with me, how do I want them to feel?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. It's just, I don't know. And I feel that I say that to you a lot, but I do know because I know how I'm feeling. But it's an uncomfortable time right now. It is. Lots of emotions. And I'm going to be quite honest, for me personally, COVID did it. Mm-hmm. I do. That is how I feel. I feel like we were maybe already there on the verge, and then COVID literally just put us over the fucking hump.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like people have forgotten how to be human.
Yeah. The meanness.
Yes. Yeah.
However, I will say though, I've had times where I've been in that mindset. And so everywhere I go, I see it.
Yeah.
But I will never forget. There was one time where I was just kind of at that mountaintop point in my life, feeling really good, feeling confident.
Yep.
And I just kind of had this Pollyanna feeling of the world.
Yeah.
And I was at the airport, and guess what? I saw people being nice to each other.
Yes.
I saw all of the good stuff.
Yeah.
So you have to be so careful, like to not say that all the time.
Yes.
I have to stop and say, you know what? The world is amazing. The world is huge.
Yes.
There are amazing people out there.
Yeah.
And my favorite thing I heard in a sermon lately was like, the best is yet to come.
Yeah.
Like you have to say that because then you're searching, it's real. Yeah. It's just so easy to get caught in a negative mindset.
It is.
It really takes
It's not sad that it's easier.
Well, 80% of human thoughts are negative.
I know. Yeah.
Our brains are trained to be safe.
Yes. Yes.
So safe would have been not strapping on roller skates when you're 50.
Exactly.
And you're klutzy.
Yep. Yeah.
Like that would have been safe for me not to do that. But doing that like was fun. I felt like a kid again. Yeah. The other thing that it was nice is, let me tell you, I wasn't thinking about anything else but my feet. Exactly. And my balance for a good half hour. Like there was nothing else in my brain but that.
Exactly.
And that felt kind of good too.
Yeah.
That to just be like, be in my own world. So
yeah. When I have to share this, because this was a moment that was just so absolutely magical and wonderful. When you were talking about sermon a couple weeks ago, I got to be witness to one of my friends that was baptized. And he's in his 50s. And it was the church down across from Smoky Row. Beautiful church. I mean, the stained glass windows, they had people in the parking lot greeting you. I mean, it was just, again, the intention was so amazing. As Jason, I keep on thinking of the word authentic. You could tell that it was so authentic that those people were doing exactly what they wanted to be doing, greeting other people. And when I pulled in, with the Jeep and I have the little peace sign, they literally were doing the peace sign to me the whole time that I was parking. I got out of the Jeep and cried. Aww. Literally cried. But it was this cry of being authentic.
Well, you were being seen.
And being seen and just feeling present. And then we were all sitting there and the sermon was absolutely beautiful. And there were like 8 to 12 people that walk up the stairs, and it is like the bathtub, and they're sitting above you. And the pastor, and then I'm assuming assistant pastor, bend them back and they come up. Every single one of them literally comes just flying out of the water with their hands up.
Yep.
I mean, it was just a sobbing mess. But I have to tell you, I had not felt that amount of release in a long time. And just felt so good.
Yep.
Again, to be witness to something that's just so amazing.
Oh.
But I think I needed a good cry.
Yes.
Like a cry where it's like ugly snot, crying, I'm wiping it on my sleeve, got to take my coat to the dry cleaner type of snot cry.
Right? Well, but we hold so much emotion in because we're busy.
Exactly, Wendi.
The issues are in the tissues. Like that's a funny saying I heard, but if you do not release them, they stay in your body. And if you hold on to those emotions too long, it starts to manifest physically. I read like 98% of disease, the stem is stress.
Yeah.
We're human beings that have feelings and emotions.
We are. And for me personally, and no one has made me feel like this. I have taken this on myself. There are many times where I feel like I have to be the strong one.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I do. I seen this meme the other day and it said, why does the firstborn always feel like they are the manager?
Yes.
And I laughed. It's like
the second mom.
Yes, because I was like, oh my gosh, that is so true.
Yes.
It is so true. And again, nobody has put that on me except myself.
Yes.
And so when I finally do have a release, it's just like, ugh.
Yeah. A good cry solves a lot, I think. It really
does.
does.
Yeah, it does. And maybe that's what we need to be doing more.
Yeah.
Just having good cries,
For real.
you know?
Oh, so I know when you're in a funk and you're hearing people, like it's kind of hard when you're in it.
Yes.
You're like really fucking annoyed.
Yeah.
By people telling you, be pot, you know? So it's like, I was thinking about that. Like when you're in that, I think that's kind of when we don't need someone like throwing advice at us or telling us what we should do or shouldn't do.
Yeah.
So it kind of made me step back and think, okay, really, when you're feeling like that, you just need someone to listen.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Give support.
Give
love.
support. Like just listen.
Yeah. Yeah.
And let them vent and get it out.
Yeah.
But then I also think it's real easy to then get sucked into that and just like kind of beat the dead horse and keep like, so it's like, how can we, it's a very fine line to listen, but also like be like, okay.
Yeah.
We've been feeling like shit, but you know, so even just a reframe, like, okay, yes, we don't like to think about our parents passing away, but it's going to happen. We don't like to think about our spouse, but it's going to happen. But it's like, they're here.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
So like literally today, like they're here.
Yeah.
So enjoy them.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, so I was at my parents yesterday and just talking to them about all this stuff. And my dad literally looked at me. I kid you not. And he's like, have you forgotten who you are? Ooh. And I was just like, well, Dad, what do you mean? And it was more of his hard love, but it was more like snap out of it. You know what I mean? I'm going to give you the grace. I've given you the grace. I understand how you're feeling, but you're here. Life goes on. And have you forgotten whose fucking daughter you are?
Yeah.
And again, I cried. You know what I mean? But it was just so true.
Yeah.
It was so true. I've never given up on anything. You know what I mean? Even when it is fucking hard or even when it is uncomfortable. But sometimes you need to have those people too that have your back and love you for who you are to also call you out on your bullshit.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Like Rafiki in The Lion King.
Exactly.
When he bonks him over the head.
Exactly.
And
exactly.
He's like, remember who you are. I mean, that gets me every time.
It does. It does. Because everybody has shit.
Yes.
And sometimes it's harder than others at times. And things are sad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Things are sad. My mom has said to me when people will ask, how are you and Rick doing? And she's like, sometimes I just want to fucking scream. How do you think I'm doing? We have lost a child.
Yeah.
That is not how it is supposed to be in life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So for me, it's just, I know what my own pain is. And then to think about what my parents' pain is, or Julie or my niece and nephew, it's devastating to me.
Yeah.
It is. It's devastating. But again, we're here.
Yes.
We're here. We're living.
I imagine your brother is probably up there shaking his head saying,
yes. That's why he shows us signs all the time.
Like, you guys.
Yes. Yep.
I'm okay.
Yes. Wendi, my brother is in such a better place. You know what I mean? A better place.
Yeah.
I mean, it's torturous sometimes down here.
Yeah.
It is. And I'm not saying that bad. That's just life. You know what I mean?
Some people, yeah.
But how amazing is it to know that when this body leaves this earth, that where we're going?
Yep.
There's peace in that. And that is where I find peace for my brother.
Yeah.
But again, we're going to have those moments.
Yeah.
We are. Sadness is sadness.
Yeah.
I think we are still living here.
It'd be concerning if you weren't upset when someone's gone.
Yes. Gosh, yes.
Right?
Yes. And then you can get into the routine, of, I wish I would have done this. I wish I would have said that or this. Well, you know what? Again, that's life.
Yep. But then we just need
life.
to make sure we're saying those things to the people that are here.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Exactly. So like this morning, I was like, when I was thinking about, coming to the podcast and doing the podcast, I'm like, you know what a blessing this is.
Mhm.
to start our day doing something that we love. You know what I mean? Doing
Yeah.
something that we love and we can share and we can be authentic and, have Jason share, his beautiful self and you and I be able to talk. That is a blessing.
Mhm.
That is a blessing.
Yep.
And sometimes, again, we just get caught up in the fact of shit is shit right now.
Exactly.
It is.
Next.
Seriously, shit is shit,
Yeah.
Shit is shit.
But we don't want to focus on shit. We want to focus on joy.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. And laugh.
Yes.
And be able to laugh at ourselves.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And be able to laugh at ourselves and to be able to say no.
Yeah.
To be able to say no to things too.
I feel like for anyone who's feeling like in a funk, to me, really the only thing that helps get you out of it is you have to move.
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes.
I'm not saying you have to go and run and exercise,
No.
but you have to be in action.
Yes.
You have to do something.
Mhm.
And you have to set a tiny goal. Like,
Mhm.
I'm going to shower today.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
there's nothing like a good shower,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
I'm going to make, like just focusing on little tasks.
Yes.
Because you can't go from being depressed to joyful in
Hell no.
5
That's
seconds.
that's not how the mind works.
So it's like thinking about things.
Yeah.
What did you do as a kid that you loved?
Mhm.
I loved roller skating. I played tennis. Like,
Yeah.
tap into those things.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I haven't been reading books. I've read a few books that just make me laugh and you escape for a while.
Yes. Yeah.
In some cases, if you can't do that, then like just go do something for someone else.
Yeah.
Like you just have to get,
Mhm.
it's just so easy to stay stuck.
Mhm.
The only way you get unstuck is to just move.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like if all you want to do is sleep, then maybe go sit on the couch.
Yes.
Even just move to another
Yes.
room.
Yes. And open up a window just for some fresh air.
Yes.
Or, for me, that's getting in the car. I
Mhm.
love to just get in the car and drive.
Yes.
I'll go to a park or somewhere where there's nature or,
Mhm.
that's what helps me personally.
Yes.
My goodness,
Oh.
I had Miley Cyrus just on full blast this morning on my way over here,
Yes.
just rocking it out and singing as loud as possible.
And having the wind in your hair. I mean, we have
Yes.
cars now that you can have your
Exactly.
stuff off and like, just having your
Yeah.
hair blow in the wind.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
But I love though that you said too, doing something for someone else.
Mhm.
Because again, personal opinion is society. I think that we become very, very selfish,
Very.
very selfish.
Mhm.
And we're not supposed to live like that. It truly takes a village.
Well, that's why
It
we
takes
didn't
a
do well
village.
during COVID. We're not meant to just stay at home and not do anything.
No.
Yes.
No. It takes a village. And my God, I thank literally God every day for the village that I have.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Because I would be lost. I
Yep.
would be.
Yeah.
I would be. So thank goodness for the villages that we have. That's for sure.
For the village people.
The YMCA.
Yes.
But I'm like, that's the stuff that I want to do. You know what I mean? I know the stuff that will make me happy and the collaborations and just doing fun, stupid, fucking silly shit.
Oh, I love it. I love fun stuff.
Yes.
I will never act my age.
No.
I mean, I wore an elf costume and went around Jordan Creek Mall.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, it was fun.
Yeah.
But again, it was interesting to me how many people didn't even notice me or didn't pay attention.
Yeah.
Like everybody's in their own little world.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Or they did see me, but they thought I was lunatic and were like, I'm not going to look at her. I'm not going to look at her.
They had secondhand embarrassment is what I call it. Secondhand
But
embarrassment.
it was so great because all the kids were like,
Mm-hmm.
To wrap this up, what advice would you give people who are kind of stuck right now or who have had a loss that they're having a hard time?
Yeah. Again, it's the village thing for me. It is. It's the village thing.
So what if they don't have a village?
Yeah. Well, you and I can be a village. You know what I mean? Honestly, even if it's just, hey, can we meet for coffee?
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Can we meet for lunch? I literally just need someone to talk to. The fact of anybody being alone is devastating for me.
I know.
It is. It's heartbreaking to me. But like what you said, move, just move, whatever that might be, just move.
Mm-hmm.
And for me personally, it's just being around people that I love and that love me.
Yeah.
Honestly, and lots of prayers. Church is always a good thing for me when I'm in that place. Going and sitting at the adoration chapel, saying my rosary. Those are the things that help me.
Yeah.
Honestly, they make it better because I still am in a funk. You know what I mean? But I'm starting to come out of it. I'm starting to come out of it. And when you start to come out of it, things become clearer too. They do. And for me personally, there's just a lot of shit that I gotta get out of the way, So for me, right, I mean, not doing so much networking right now has been my biggest thing.
Yep.
And I love people and I love to network, but I need just some me time right now.
Yes.
Just to focus on me and how I'm feeling.
But I think it's important for us to bring up, like, you've got to seek out help.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
You got to get out and meet people. And, if you're not someone that has this huge circle of friends, like, just reach out. Like,
yes, going to a support group or, meeting with a counselor, whatever that is, don't hold it in.
Yes.
Don't hold it in. And it goes in, it does truly go in phases.
Yeah.
It does. Like I said, that first year, you're just kind of thinking to yourself, well, this isn't real, I'll come walking through the door. And then, time goes on and then you start to unpack things, which is healthy.
Yes.
But uncomfortable and a lot of sadness.
Yeah.
But, I've been seeing this quote lately and it talks about with grief is just the absence or an absent of, or the presence of an amazing love. You know what I mean? And every time I see it, it's like, that is so true.
Yeah.
It is just so true.
And you also have to seek out joy.
Yeah.
I'm getting joy driving around in my car.
Yes.
I'm getting joy roller skate. I'm having joy.
Yep.
Being around little kids and the funny stuff that they say.
Yes, exactly.
Like, you have to seek that out.
You do. You do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have to create it.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. I know this isn't normally like what our episodes are like, but we want to talk about the hard shit.
Yep.
And everybody experiences loss and experiences grief and sadness and funks.
Yes.
Funks.
And find yourself funny friends. I have met a few new people that I was like, they are hilarious. Yeah. I've got to have more people like that in my life.
Yes. Yeah.
That are funny.
Yes, exactly. Right? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, just as long as they don't replace me. But
yeah, as long as they don't outshine me. The kids. Okay.
I mean, I'm just
Get out of my spotlight.
I'm just saying you're stuck with me is what I meant.
Well, we hope that this has been helpful.
Yes.
For people. But we're going to keep spreading joy.
Yes, we are, honey. Yep. We're going to keep spreading joy. Yeah. And even if we sometimes do it with tears.
Or we're inappropriate or.
Oh God, yes.
Childlike. Yes. Or like 12-year-old boys. That's what we're going to do.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
So our big ask is that, hey, if you enjoy our show, tell your friends.
Yes.
Spread the word.
Yep. And where can they find us and listen to us and see us? And
the best thing is to just go to our website.
Yep. Agreed.
Your sasstasticlife.com. There's no algorithm there as far as I know. You go there. All the episodes are there. You can listen straight on our website. We always have the most recent episode at the bottom that you can watch.
Yeah.
And so that's what we would love.
Yep.
Just tell your friends.
Love it. Have an amazing day. Bye.
Bye. Oh, I couldn't stop crying.
Your Sasstastic Life is produced by Apex VO. Go to apexvo.com. That's APEXXVO.